find it really difficult, but I also expect to overcome those challenges and to feel some kind of development, physically and mentally, hopefully, spiritually. So just to grow.
I have zero expectations. I hope to find the peace within me to be more comfortable of bursting out of my comfort zone. This is a huge step for me, doing this. I don't know, be a better version of myself.
I came here because I've been practicing yoga for a couple of years now, and I really wanted to deepen my practice and eventually probably teach as well. And I found Kranti because I actually signed up for another school in the same town and started training a month ago, and I didn't like it. Like it wasn't good for me. I didn't like the style of teaching, and I found that it was really not structured, the program. So then I was walking around and I found this school and started talking with Kranti, and then I signed up for the next session.
Came here because when I was in high school, I did yoga with my sister once or twice, and I just absolutely loved the way it made me feel, and I thought I really want to make people feel this way. And so now, I think 6 years later, I'm finally here, which is really cool actually.
So I came to India because I grew up in India, and I wanted to do a yoga teacher training, and I knew that India was where yoga was from, so I wanted to be by the beach, and that was why I came to Kranti.
I was working in Delhi before this, and I really didn't like my job, so what got me through was knowing that I was coming to yoga teacher training afterwards. I don't think that I'll work as a yoga teacher after this, but we'll see. I think that I'm going to law school in the fall, and I've heard that first year law school is quite hellish, so I don't think that I'll have much time for teacher training, but I'd really like to teach my friends and family. And I'm a retired elite runner as well, so I'd like to maybe bring it to my old teammates and do kind of a runner's flow for them.
I started yoga because of Instagram, ironically. I saw all these Instagram posts of all these yoga challenges and whatnot, and I started to wanting to do them and try them out, and I got into it. I started taking more yoga classes, and then I started having my own account, and everyone kept telling me, you should start teaching, you should start teaching. And I was like, I don't want to teach if I'm not certified, because I could do something wrong. I could hurt you, I could like give you a bad posture, whatnot.
I just really want to do a lot of yoga, and I would love to be able to start teaching by the end of my training, for sure. I mean, I know I won't have the experience yet to like teach full on, you know, but I would like to start doing a few classes here and there and getting a few students, but ultimately I want to teach, so that's my goal here.
Well, I did a theatre dance degree, so I did a little bit of yoga on my degree, but nothing serious. And then my dedicated practice started, I would say 2 years ago, and I was practicing kind of every day for 2 years. But that's it. I still feel like a newbie. Do a lot of acro yoga, and I teach acro yoga, so I'm really excited to do some stuff with you guys here.
I'm not really scared. I'm actually really just excited to see like how, you know, like how I will be when I actually start teaching, and like, you know, to actually, because it seems like something I can't picture it yet, you know what I mean? So yeah.
It's everyone's fear, isn't it, that I'm gonna look across and people are gonna be able to do everything that I can't do, and that I will feel like it's too difficult. But I know that's like an intellectual fear, but I know that it'll be fine, and I just need to focus on my practice, making sure I improve, and not kind of judging myself against other people, because we're all different.
A lot of fears. Fear of failing, fear of letting my ego interfere, fear of the unknown. It's comforting to see that everyone else here also is kind of sharing the same emotions.
Yeah.
When I talked around, everyone's also nervous, everyone's kind of afraid, so it's like, okay, I'm not the only one having all these thoughts and fears.
We rise, we fall, we rise, we rise, we fall, we rise, we rise, we fall, we rise, we rise, we fall.
So we get up at like 6:30. Self-practice is at 7. We practice for however long it takes you, but we have 2 hours. And then we have pranayama, which is like breathing techniques and meditation. Then we have breakfast. Then we have an anatomy and alignment class, then lunch, then a teaching methodology class, then maybe a workshop in the afternoon, and then self-study.
My first practice was really intimidating. I was really scared because I thought that everyone else would be better than me and that I didn't know what I was doing. So I remember going into the first practice and Vicky telling me to just relax. It's not serious, just have fun and enjoy yourself. And then after the practice, I remember talking to everyone else and they felt exactly the same way.
My gosh, the first practice. I just gotten over the flu, so it was really, really horrible actually. And I thought, there's no way that I'm going to be able to do this for 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden it was later and everything was a lot easier, but that was interesting to say the least. No sleep too, I had just gotten off the plane.
When the alarm goes off, I find myself being like, no! And then getting up, but I love the morning practice. And once I'm on my mat, I'm really happy that I'm there. Yeah. I'm definitely newer to yoga, so for me, running was a lot more automatic. I would get up and I wouldn't have to think. I would roll into my running clothes, roll into my shoes, and then just hit the pavement. And I wouldn't think. I don't think I was really awake until I got back home after that. With yoga, it definitely takes a lot more dedication and focus to get to the mat. And I'm still at the stage that I'm really thinking about my alignment, thinking about my foot position, hand position, everything. So I'm coming back for another course after this, and I hope that I can get a little bit more automatic with it, a little bit more focused, but we'll see.
It feels like it's passing really, really slowly these first few days. Like I expected that everything would just feel like it's flying by, but I've been told that maybe the first week you're just, taking in a lot of info and everything's so new and you're really present, so it's going by slowly. And then maybe the second 2 weeks will go by more quickly, I hope. Not that I hope. By the end, I'm probably going to want to, it's going to fly.
When I wake up, tired usually a little bit, yeah, sore for sure. But every morning's like really easy to get up. Like I enjoy getting up. I enjoy, my room's right outside of the dining room, so it's really nice to hear the chatter and people are excited and happy to see one another. And so I'm ready to come out of the room and I'm excited to see, okay, where's my body taking me today?
First thing I think when I wake up is I'm gonna get to bed early tonight. I'm gonna study and go to bed early, and then that never happens because there's so many people here and everyone just ends up like chatting, and the walk from the garden to the beach, you see like 2 or 3 people and it takes an hour to get back to bed.
This week has been really hard. I woke up this morning feeling really tired and I didn't really want to go to practice. My body has definitely started to ache, but it's one of those things that sometimes it's really hard to get out of bed in the morning, but then when you start the practice, you remember why you're doing it. So I really enjoyed it in the end. Yeah.
Lots of sweating, lots of anatomy. It's been good. It's not been like too hard. It's not been really difficult. It's been manageable, enjoyable. I felt like I was kind of coasting and doing okay and understanding everything. And then in the last kind of couple of days, it's just got a bit more hardcore, and I feel I need to study a bit more.
Yesterday I had a lot of energy and I actually did a workout on the beach after, but today I feel, you know, like the boxer's muscle. I feel every muscle in my arm, like I could go to bed. I could go to bed now.
I'm a bit sore, for sure. I hadn't practiced much in the past few weeks since my failed training, because I was hanging around and go out with some friends and I didn't really take time to practice, so I am definitely a bit sore. But I'm really enjoying the practice a lot. The Ashtanga series as well as the flows, everything is really nice. The theory classes are really well done as well. I'm learning, it's nice, I like it.
I feel like the first week we kind of just got into it. The second week we were getting into it. I don't know, I think the last week is going to be really intense, just like a bit more hardcore. I want to really push myself. So I feel like, I guess what Kranti says, the first week was an accident, the second week was an experiment, and then the third week's going to be the experience where I just push and put into practice everything that I've learned.
I would say that there's a point of, definitely I think maybe a lot of people would say in week 3 where you hit a wall where it's like morale is down and you're not feeling so well and your body is really sore and you didn't realize it was going to be as intense as it is. Not to mention you're getting a little bit more into meditation and maybe getting emotional. So I think for me, the big challenge was being able to figure out how am I going to take these walls type, you know, how am I going to deal with the soreness? Am I just miserable for the next week and a half, or is this like something I can deal with really happily?
I think the teaching is really probably the best aspect of being at Kranti. Moena is amazing. She's so much fun, and she's really good at explaining what we're doing and why we're here. And although Vicky's not like an official teacher, she's probably one of the best people I've met at Kranti, because she you know, is always encouraging us to be compassionate with our bodies and to understand like our limitations, and that it's okay to not be the world's best yogi 100% of the time.
Oh, I want to learn anatomy. That was one of the things that I really wanted to learn here for sure. Like, it's one of the things that I don't know anything about now, and like when I take a class, you know, I see like the teachers know exactly like why they're doing certain postures and what muscle you're working on and things like that, and that's what I want to learn really, like the background, you know, of like the postures and like why you're doing this and how it works and all that.
The teaching was wonderful here, I thought. It was really, really good. Especially Morena with the anatomy and alignment. She's so knowledgeable and she makes it so much fun. Yeah.
I did some anatomy when I was home, and I plan on doing a ton of anatomy and physiology when I'm home. And so that for me was like so exciting. I was getting really, really into it. Same things with alignment. I'm such a technical person. Everything has to be so logical for me, you know? And so to be able to know, okay, this is exactly how the pose has to be done, or this is that, for me, that should I just thrive off of that, or I know exactly what muscle's working. I really love that. So that was really good. Some things that, being someone so logical too, it's a little difficult with some of the other classes, thinking about spirituality, thinking about really like absurd concepts. For me, I was interested, and then also overcoming a little bit of barriers to things. Sometimes maybe you just have to believe in something, or you just have to kind of release something and not worry about whether or not it's exactly scientific, you know.
My practice has improved, definitely. Awareness of the alignment, definitely. I think my strength, my, what's the word where you like keep going?
Endurance.
Endurance. My endurance has improved. My technique has improved. My flexibility has improved. My mindfulness, I think, has improved during my practice. So I'm much more aware of my dristis and my bandhas.
Well, my practice definitely, I feel like everyone's practice got stronger, more advanced. I mean, practicing every day is not an easy task. Comparing now to my first day, I feel like this has become my home. Whereas my first day, I was scared, I was nervous.
Let me think of something that was a big achievement. I think one of them, there's a lot of poses I might have done at home with no binds, you know, where there wasn't something set, you know, or a final posture to really try and get into. So this working my way into it or having somebody adjust you and all of a sudden you're all the way there, it's been really, really cool. I'm trying to think of one individual maybe. Maybe Hastapadigastasana. I can actually touch my toes all the way into my wrists now, which is great. Like my whole hand is under my whole foot, and that's unreal. But, yeah.
My biggest personal challenge over the last 3.5 weeks was presence. So constantly staying present when you're forced so much to be within yourself. I've never had that experience of 3 weeks of always trying to be in the moment, never getting that break of leaving your body for a few minutes. So that was my biggest personal challenge, but it's something I'd really like to work on, to be always present.
Well, I've never been really teaching before, so this is one of probably my first teaching experience, and it's really, it's quite intimidating and it's quite scary. But after we'd been doing the practice with Julia of how to teach a class and how to structure a class, it's been a really good experience to practice with each other because everyone is very understanding of each other and very supportive. So I'm not too nervous anymore.
So my first class, it was really exciting. It was kind of like that really nervous, exciting feeling you get when you get into like a big competition or it's a big game or something like that, you know, where you're really nervous but you're really excited to do it at the same time. And you know, everyone is just so wonderful. I was really nervous and kind of looking at my sheet and then kind of doing my own thing and looking past people. And then all of a sudden I take a look at, you know, Deanna and Alyssa and Sheeran, they're all in my class and everyone's just kind of smiling at me or they've got these nice eyes and they're just like, you know what, it's fine. And it went well, you know.
Holi was really cool. It was a surprise to actually celebrate it at the Shala. I didn't think that we would do anything, but it was definitely a lot of fun. I'm sure everyone will remember that for a lot of reasons.
Holi was funny because everyone had their own trip, I guess, in a way. For me, it was just, I was in my own little bubble. It was interesting. It was crazy. Everyone's energy was really up high and then slowly it started coming down. But I'm glad I was here during Holi. I never would have imagined that. It was really nice to experience like an Indian cultural festival. It was interesting.
Yeah, the people are really, I think we've got such an interesting group. I know they were laughing the other day, a couple of the women, they're saying, you know, we've got a woman from Essex here and then all of a sudden we've got a woman from Kazakhstan here as well. Like the group is just, it's like multi-dimensional. There's everybody from every walk of life doing everything and a lot of people not even wanting to go home to teach, but they're just interested, or some were interested in the spirituality and then some were interested in you know, going home and being this gung-ho yoga teacher and everything. So it's really cool to see how everyone bounces ideas off of one another and how the personalities work and kind of how it's turned into in such a short time, like a little bit of a family. You know, there's such a big ball of trust that everyone has with one another. It's really nice.
The people I've met here have been really wonderful. Yeah, everyone has been so great and so great to spend time with. For me, it's been a little challenging because I definitely need some alone time, which I haven't really had in the past month now. So I find it a little suffocating, but good suffocating, I guess.
Built a family, so it's like waking up. My room is my house. I say hi to my neighbors and my other neighbors, and then we have this community meal time. It sucked to say goodbye. It really did. Because like, oh, I don't even know when I'll see everybody again. We've been here for a whole month together. But it's been amazing. I mean, we partied together, we had crazy days together. It was awesome.
Can't believe it's over either. Literally 3 weeks like that. And some days went by so slow, hey? But the weeks went by so fast, I think.
I feel like, yes, we're done finally. And I feel like, yes, I'm one step closer to achieving my dreams and my goals, and I feel proud of myself, definitely.
I loved the fire ceremony yesterday. It was really interesting to see how my focus changed between the first fire ceremony, where I was kind of thinking about this and that. I really wasn't very present there, versus my presence that I felt in the fire ceremony yesterday. And I remember Kranti saying something along the lines of look into the fire and ask for what you want. And I just immediately looked at the fire and thought, set me free.
When I get home, luckily if everything works out the way that it's planned to so far, I'll be working at a hockey school actually, teaching yoga there. So pretty much the most beginners of all beginners, athletes, just with like stretching, so to increase performance in sport, yeah.
What now? I'm gonna teach. I want to spread this knowledge that was given to me, and I'm gonna spread it out.
I feel like I'm really at the start actually. Now that I finished this first month, I feel like I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm at a good launching place to start what I think could be an amazing journey, but I'm really gonna have to work at it. So I don't feel like I'm done at all. I feel like I'm just starting.
We all built a family in a way, but I'm excited to start a new life. It's been an awesome journey.